ESYDA returned to play summer clinics. Recreation, Tuesday and Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. Travel team, EDP, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Time, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Free mask and water bottle. Register today at esyda.org. Email info@esyda. Phone 248-765-9369. Office 301-800-7848. Toll free 800-995-5532. Free registration for all summer clinics. All new players need buy uniforms. We're following COVID-19 soccer guidelines. Small group practice with 9 players and 1 coach. For more information, go to esyda.org.
L'entrepreneuriat digital vous intéresse-t-il? Vous voulez apprendre à construire des projets digitaux? Aimeriez-vous gagner des revenus passifs conséquents en tout lieu? Voici la plateforme des professionnels du digital, la Diaspora Academy. Ici, vous retrouverez les meilleurs professionnels de la diasporama mondiale connectés sur notre plateforme. Vous allez pouvoir acquérir des formations adéquates qui feront de vous des entrepreneurs digitaux compétents. Étudiants, entrepreneurs, coachs, instructeurs et entreprises, Diaspora Academy est une opportunité pour vous. Elle vous offre la possibilité de suivre votre formation en mode virtuel à partir de chez vous, où que vous soyez sur la planète. Toutes nos formations disponibles en ligne sont dispensées de manière interactive. Il suffit de vous inscrire et vous pourrez les suivre depuis chez vous. Au cours de la formation, vous passerez des quiz et examens selon votre parcours. En outre, à partir de votre tableau de bord, vous suivrez vos performances et progressions. Vous pourrez aussi communiquer avec vos instructeurs et recevoir des notifications. À la fin de votre parcours de formation, vous recevrez un certificat Diaspora Academy Certified. Que vous soyez débutant ou responsable d'entreprise, Diaspora Academy est une opportunité pour vous. Saisissez-la! Enfin, que vous soyez coach ou instructeur, ayez accès à 1 millier d'étudiants à travers notre plateforme. Merci de choisir Diaspora Academy, le meilleur choix. Pour plus d'informations, allez sur www.diasporaacademy.com. Diaspora Academy, la plateforme des professionnels du digital.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to talk about your nonprofit organization? Do you want to talk about your culture? Introducing the online web TV, Afrique Today. Fogham. You can watch us live at the same time on 4 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and using the Afrique Today app. Download our app today for Android or Apple. Promote your business today. For more information, go to www.afriquetoday.com. Afrique Today, the best of digital TV.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to AfriqueToday.com, the leading digital TV station out of Washington, D.C. I am your host, Busi Matsiko, and I'm live from our studio in New York City. And I'm hosting the African Diaspora Grassroots voting. I can't wait for what this voting season has in store. We're going to have amazing guests on our show, and you can watch us live on 4 platforms, that is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, AfriqueToday.com. Today we're going to have an amazing guest. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. I am so happy to have you. Today we are going to have the amazing leading grassroots mobilizer extraordinaire who is known as a fixture in everything diaspora in New York City, Haja Ramatu Ahmed, who is the executive director and founder of the African Life Center, which is a New York City-based organization which helps Africans in the United States access essential services such as housing and healthcare. Welcome, Haja Ramatu. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you, Busi, for this wonderful introduction. I really appreciate it.
You look amazing.
Thank you, and you too. You look very beautiful.
Thank you. I can't wait for this.
Definitely. I'm really glad you have invited me to join this very important conversation on voting for our community.
Yes, you guys, I am so happy to have Haja Ramatu. She's very insightful, and I can't wait for what she's going to talk about your civic duty during this 2020 elections, which is a critical election year, especially during these COVID-19 times, and at a time when America and the world is experiencing a lot. Stay tuned for what's next. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome, Haja Ramatu. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, Haja Ramatu, just tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you decide you were going to become an activist? An advocate? You're so passionate. I find very few people who are as passionate as you are. I really, truly believe it's a vocation on your part.
Yeah, I started my community work not here in America. I started at an early age in Africa, and that's how I found myself in America. My good work talks for itself. I'm very really grassroots oriented, and I'm very passionate about people, about women, children, and the humanity in general, of how we can surpass sufferings and become very productive for ourselves and for the community. So I started in Africa, and that's how I came to America. The first time I participated in the International Visitors Program to understudy American women involved in politics. I came here, we went to about 8 states, and it was an eye-opener. Yeah. So I learned a lot. Then I went back to Africa. What I learned here, I applied some of them in Africa before I came the second time, and I lived, and I've been here since.
Oh my goodness, because Haja Ramatu, it's when I first met you around 2008 on Africa Heritage Day. No, 2006 or 2007, African Heritage Day at a Gracie Mansion with Mayor Bloomberg. And so seeing you continue mobilizing the African diasporas for me is such a remarkable feat, and really truly inspiring. So Hajama Ramatu, I would love you to tell us about what grassroots voting is, as well as a little bit more about the Africa Life Center.
Yeah, the African Life Center, I don't have a space, and my understanding of helping people is you don't have to be rich or own a mansion before you give your service to the people. So I operate from everywhere. I can operate in the bus, in the train, at home to serve my people. So that's how I do it. And I've been doing this, helping, organizing our people, advocating on their behalf, developing programs and inviting Africans and non-Africans to participate. So a whole lot of things that I do, and I still continue to do it. The best thing is nothing should stop somebody from achieving a goal. It might be difficult. Yeah, it might be difficult, but just take it step by step and try to do it, inch by inch, and eventually everything will be accomplished. And that is what has kept me on helping the community up to today.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. Yeah, what did you say?
Some of the advocacy that we have done is comprehensive immigration reform. I participated in the advocacy for the census money from at the assembly in Albany. I have advocated at the city council to have interpretation for parents at schools, and I was there on behalf of the African community. So there are a whole lot of things that we have done, and I have partnered with other organizations also as an individual and also as an organization to support the African community, and I still do it. And even sometimes it goes beyond just helping your community, but helping the humanity, just going on to help humanity.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful. I mean, this is what people need to hear, because you have been a voice in the African community, but I think people need to hear you out individually. You need to be seen talking about all the amazing accomplishments you have done to support the African diaspora, because I believe that will help facilitate and help more people get access to these services and know that that they are not alone, especially when you talk about services such as interpretation. I believe that's a big language barrier, is a big challenge facing a lot of diasporans sometimes. And when they have bridges such as yourself, on organizations such as yourself, that is fantastic. 1 second. Yes, so I would love to know, so what are the preparations you're doing in the African community as we get towards the 2020 US elections?
Yeah, the preparation is, everybody's talking about it. The African community is aware, and as at now, I can tell you that I'm part of a structure called the African Diaspora for Good Governance. It's an organization that is looking into the development of Africans, but we have the African Diaspora for Good Governance PAC, and the PAC simply means Political Action Committee. So it is set that only this PAC can really participate in political activities. So any organization that wants to participate in any political activity in America, you have to register it as a PAC. And that's what the ADGG, the African Diaspora for Good Governance, has done with the PAC to promote and educate our people about the election and how we can really get ourselves involved in the political process, fundraising and voting and campaigning. We are using the PAC to achieve all these goals.
Oh, wonderful. So is this PAC non-partisan, or it is partisan, or?
Well, I would say it is It is party because it is political, so it is partisan. Yeah. So, but the ADGG is non-partisan. The ADGG is an umbrella organization. The African Diaspora for Good Governance is an umbrella organization, and the subsidiary is the PAC. So it is the African Diaspora for Good Governance Political Action Committee, and this subsidiary solely promotes politics in the African community.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. I beg your pardon. What did you? I missed the last part of what you said.
I'm saying that I'll talk more about it as we go along, and I'll give people contacts where they could call to be part of this, because the political process is such that you don't talk about yourself, but we have to do it collectively as a group. So when Africans are participating in the political process, we have to contribute or campaign as a group, but not as an individual. When we come together as a group and we contribute towards the fundraiser, we participate in the process, then we are well positioned and our voices will be heard. But when you go solo by yourself, nobody will hear about you. And we don't have that money to really go solo. And the best thing is Africans in America coming together with one voice and participate in this political process.
Wonderful. I mean, since you have talked about that, that brings an important topic that point that I really believe in, much as we are pushing for people to vote. What about the issue of getting people elected to office? How are you facilitating that, and what can we do to help support that?
You know, again, we need to have a structure. There should be an umbrella structure to help us. Everybody is doing everything individually, and you know, we are getting there, because I can talk about Charles Fall. He is the assemblyman for Staten Island, very young, dynamic, and he lives in Staten Island. He did it. There was no organization that came behind him, but individual Africans, you could feel the power of individuals going to help in the campaign and the rest. And he's now in office. So, but if we have an organization that will look into people, even groom our youth who have interest in politics, will groom them so that they can be positioned professionally to take some political seats in America. We need to do that. It's about time for us to come together as one group and participate and do things just like other groups are doing to get a position in the political process in America.
Yes, so get your vote. Together you stand, united you stand, divided you fall kind of situation. Fantastic. Yes.
And also, because when we are coming to support you, we support you for it. Is like win-win situation, So we come and support you. We'll tell you what our difficulties are, or what our what we are asking for, and you will tell us what you want. Then we'll all, you will all enjoy. But I know the African community, we are very young in this, and we are very enthusiastic. We give things out.
I believe there's a great future ahead. There's a great future and lots of opportunities. We just come together. I mean, I believe that's why this African Diaspora Grassroots organization, show has been placed. It's to encourage this whole mobilization, teaching people, enlightening people, as well as coming together, uniting as we prepare for the 2020 elections. I can't wait for what you have to say in the next half of this show. We'll be back after the break. Thank you, everyone, for staying tuned. We'll be back, and we'll hear from the amazing Ramatu on the next call for action she has, and all that stuff. Good stuff. Stay tuned, guys.
ESYDA returned to play summer clinics. Recreation, Tuesday and Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. Travel team, EDP, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Time, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Free mask and water bottle. Register today at esYDA.org. Email info@esYDA. Phone 248-765-9369. Office 301-800-7848. Toll free 800-995-5532. Free registration for all summer clinics. All new players need buy uniforms. We're following COVID-19 soccer guidelines. Small group practice with 9 players and 1 coach. For more information, go to esYDA.org.
Welcome back to the African Diaspora Grassroots voting on Afrique Today. I am your host, Busi Matsiko, and then with the amazing Haja Ramatu Ahmed, the Executive Director and founder of the African Life Center, based out of New York. Haja Ramatu, welcome back, and thank you for your insight on the 2020 U.S. elections.
Thank you.
Yes. Haja Ramatu, before the break, Haja Ramatu, before the break, we were talking about the voting blocks and that leading to the elections, which is unique from the previous elections. And how is that going at the moment?
Well, it is going on well. I believe everybody should tune towards the election. And the challenges are many. The youth, our youth, it will surprise you that some of our youth don't even vote. I have encountered one of our African youth, and he was born here, and he told me that, it's waste of time to vote. So, it is very challenging when people that you expect them to know better, and they use those expressions like waste of time to vote. They discourage you, because I am a first generation. So if our children are telling us, or they are not really paying attention to voting, then what is the sense? Because they are born here, they are citizens. We came here and we gave birth to them. But so we have to encourage our youth to really go out there, register and vote and participate. They should volunteer their time in their voting process. We don't care which party you belong to. The best thing is you absolutely have to exercise your civic responsibility. It is your right.
I agree with you.
Participate in that. So volunteer. Our forefathers, those who built America, they did not get it very easy. And particularly minorities and blacks in general. The African American brothers and sisters who are here, they fought for us. And that is why some of us who came from Africa and elsewhere, especially the black community, we are here in America. If not for them, life might be very difficult for us here. And we are seeing it, even with them. Life is still difficult for them and for ourselves. So we need to appreciate what our forefathers in America have done for us, and continue the fight and be part of the process. We shouldn't be comfortable where we are because everything is going on well.
Being complacent.
You have education, you have a good job. No, every human being has a responsibility. Whether you have it, you have money or not, whether you have some education or not, whether you have some resources or not, it is a godly responsibility for you to give back to your community.
Absolutely.
Even very small. And I urge the youth to participate in the forthcoming election. Get yourself involved, volunteer, and talk to yourselves. Organize programs among yourselves. I believe in not waiting for somebody to do things for us, because we don't have a lot of structures in place for the African community. So we should learn to take initiatives, good initiatives that will benefit us and benefit our children in the future. And I think some of us are on the right path trying to do that.
Are there any organizations that are mobilizing the youth in the African diaspora to vote, or not formal structures exist, or no formal structures exist?
The structure that I'm talking about is the African Diaspora for Good Governance Park. It is new, but they are very dynamic, and I'm part of it.
Very dynamic. Okay, wonderful.
We want to get the youth to participate. There are other organizations. I don't know their names, but the one that I am involved in is the African Diaspora for Good Governance. So, and fortunately, I'm really heading the New York State. So I really I put my emphasis on the youth. I always want the youth to be part of something. And in our back home, every older generation wants to hand over to the younger ones. Every parent wants their children to be better than themselves. So I use that model here. Whatever I am doing, I would like to see the youth to be, higher than myself, to get up there than myself, but I can be a shoulder for them to lean on, to get to where they want to be, or where I think that it will be a good place for them to be in the future. So, but there are other structures, there are other organizations, there might be other individuals who are also doing their own way to promote. And I know there are other youth organizations who are also doing their best. But we have challenges. We don't have the resources. We don't have an office.
I was just about to ask you, what are some of the challenges you are facing with regard to this outreach and mobilization of the African diaspora to vote during these elections, or historically? And what are you doing to mitigate, and as well as what can we do as a group to mitigate this?
Yeah, grassroots mobilization of voting is a very wide spectrum. You're talking about getting people at the grassroots, people, and they are the majority. Let's cite an example of the Bronx. You want Africans in the Bronx to participate in election. Majority of them are the grassroots. They are at the bottom in the Bronx. So how do you get them? And they have the votes too. Probably not all of them are citizens, but majority of them can vote. So how do you get them? You need to have resources to get them. First of all, we don't have a location. We don't have a location where we can.
A central location? A central location, do you mean?
Location. Because when you are mobilizing people to vote at the grassroots, it involves training. It involves workshops. It involves fundraising. A lot of things.
It's very logistically consuming.
Yeah. So you need to educate people to go and vote. How do you educate them? We want our people to vote. Probably some of them have to understand, especially those who have not voted for the first time in America, or they are voting the first time in America. They need to know what they will see when they get there. But you need to get them in a place where you can train them or give them kind of a workshop. We don't have those locations, So, and that is what my organization has faced. I realized that from the onset, that if you want to get all logistics available before you continue working for the community, then you will not do anything. You will not go far. So what do? I still have to do something. And the reason I told you from the beginning that I work in the bus, I work in the train, and I also work at home. You have to do your own strategy of doing the work. Either you are typing or calling somebody or trying to refer somebody for services. You don't have to wait until you get an office. You have to do it. If somebody calls me and I'm in the train, I have to respond to that person when I'm in the train, because I don't have a central location. When somebody calls me and tells me, okay, how can he or she access the...
I'm so sorry. I have a toddler who just walked in and she's been taken away. So, it's one of those situations of homeschooling, the mom work-life balance as mom. So you've got to excuse me for that. I apologize.
Yeah. So when somebody comes to you and the person is in dire need for housing, she needs a shelter, you don't have an office, you can still work. You can make a reference. You can tell the person where to go. Somebody calls and asks you about COVID. The person is having symptoms. You have to tell the person where he or she will go, immediately where she must go to get taken care of. So I operate everywhere, and I believe some people do the same as I do. And there are challenges for most organizations, and the African community. Resources is very logistic, financial, everything is very difficult, but we are still doing the job, and one day we'll get there.
Absolutely. I mean, amazing steps, and I really must commend you. And I'm glad we are having these conversations. These conversations have to take place. And I'm so glad the African community is getting a feel of our African diaspora grassroots voting, where we'll be dealing with these types of issues and highlighting them and coming up with solutions, because folks such as yourself are bringing awareness to them, and you'll likely inspire others, and they will know how to support you based on what you're sharing. I believe it's very important, because this is a very important election year, and it's important that our voices are heard. We can't just be casual about voting. Voting is a civic duty that you all must exercise as long as you are an American citizen, even though you are an African diaspora. But the moment you're an American citizen, you must exercise your votes. That's my recommendation. And I believe you can only complain about systems when you don't do anything about it. But you shouldn't even complain about it if you don't do anything about it. But if you vote, I'm apparently, Haja Ramatu, people are not even filling out census forms. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that is again
the importance about it.
These two things go together: the census and the voting. Political. They all go together. We have to participate in the census, because the money that the government distributes to all the communities in America, if we don't participate in the census, we'll be left out. We'll not get our share, and it can also affect other communities. So, and then we are also we are really disadvantaged. So we need to participate in this census. It's very challenging, I believe, because of the COVID, and there's a lot of things that are being done remotely to get people to register. And some of our African
the deadline. I filled out my census form, but it has been brought to my attention that the census has actually been the deadline was extended.
Yeah, it was extended. Yeah. But when they extend it and people are not registering, it doesn't make sense then, So we need to get people. We need to, all of us. This is a campaign for everybody. All of us.
Yeah, it's a collective effort. Absolutely.
Let's encourage our people to participate in the.
Have you heard? Encourage your relatives. Encourage your friends. Encourage everybody to fill out their census forms, to participate. Also, I believe the issue of how to get to the polling station, people should have polling buddies. They should go collect other people to take them to the polling stations. I believe that can also help the issue of people not going to vote.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're talking about organizations. The fact that our African community, we are now in the process to get really very involved with the PAC, having an umbrella organizations. We can still utilize established organizations here. I do some things with the women's league votes. It's a not-for-profit organization by women, and it is over 100 years old. And what they are doing is to get they talk about the voting and everything that concerns voting. They are very passionate and they are involved in it. They are also involved
sometimes it's not necessary to reinvent the wheel. You can just participate in what's existing, and then you just supplement what you have and that kind of thing. I totally agree with you, Ramatu.
We should look for them. Our people,
yes.
I'm just urging you, look for organizations. There are African American organizations that are in the political process. We have other organizations that are in the political process. You can call your elected officials and ask them questions. They will direct you to the right source where you will know what to do and participate in the political process. Everybody has a responsibility to
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, so let's look for organizations like League of Women Vote. They are doing a lot. And also we have the ADGG, the African Diaspora for Good Governance PAC. It's a new organization. And I'm going to provide names for people who would like to join or would like to know more about it. The president is called Honorable Uguchukwu Uwakuru. He is the former deputy mayor of Newark, and he is now the president of this organization. Very dynamic man, and I am working, relentlessly
closely with him,
support him. And we have Chijiki Ndukwa. He is the vice president of ADGG, the African Diaspora.
It's the same organization.
But the PAC is led by the executive director, and he is called Chuks Eleanor. He's the executive director of the PAC. But these are two different entities. So he is in charge of the political process of the ADGG. And if I can give you the telephone numbers to call so that you can talk to them and get more insight about what they are doing to get the Africans participate. But remember, we also have Africans who are preparing themselves to run for office, and they have all the information you will need to know our Africans.
That organization has information on the process of what you can do if you want to run for office. Have you heard, if you want to run for office, there are some organizations such as the AGG, is it AGG?
ADGG.
ADGG. Yes. Where you can possibly learn about how you can run for office.
We have people who are running for office in different states right now. They are preparing themselves for different political seats. So we are also compiling names of people who are in the process of running, so that we'll also have a data of Africans participating. In the Bronx, for District 12, I know of a young guy, again from Guinea, Abdurrahman Jallo. He's preparing himself to run. We might get more people coming out, but for now, he's the one that I know who is an African.
So it's very promising that people are beginning to come out and run for office.
Yes. So, and I also want to encourage the women.
I want to ask you something. Yeah, the young women. Okay, no, finish your trend of thought. I apologize.
Yeah, the young women, prepare yourselves and go in for a run for office. I know some young women. I've spoken to some young women and they frown against that. They are like, it's too much pressure. They cannot stand people talking good and bad about them. But hey, in this world, if people don't talk bad about you, you have to question yourself. Something is wrong. So if people don't talk bad about you, you have to question yourself. Why people don't talk bad about you? Something is wrong somewhere. So it's good for people to talk about you. But when they talk bad about you, what do? You put yourself in the gear, double yourself, and press it very well so that the vehicle
Have you heard, ladies, young ladies, run for office? It's not just male dominated. Ramatu is saying we should run for office. We need women and women representation as well. And we can do it. We can do it. Absolutely. We can do it, you know? Yes. So, yeah, one of the things I wanted to ask you as we wrap up, Ramatu, is what do you I apologize. I have a toddler who keeps bombing in. Yes. So what I wanted to ask you, Ramatu, based on what we have discussed, what's the way forward as we gear towards the 2020 elections?
You know, nothing can go on well without money.
Yes.
Money, so when you look at most of the political PACs or campaigns, all the candidates are sending emails and referring you to their websites to contribute because it's money. Everything that they're doing involves money, spending money to make flyers, to get transportation, to do a lot of things. So the African community has to position itself, and that's why we have this PAC. You have to contribute and support. So when we are going to meet with with any candidate, we are going with our financial support, and that gives you the backing. Because in any political process, you cannot just go in and support verbally without any financial support to back up. So I will urge the African community to really put their energy into supporting financially, and
I think your call is for the African community to unite.
Yeah,
to unite.
That is the mobilization. Yes. You know, we are in the process of mobilizing, having the ADG. Yes. But the next thing is, besides the ADG mobilizing, we have branches in almost all the states as I'm speaking. And
we have what? What did you say?
Yeah, we have ADGG has branches in almost majority of the states.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, that's amazing.
I can talk about the East Coast, California, and Florida and other parts are well structured, and we are doing very, very well. The board of directors are doing very well. The executives and the state coordinators are doing well. And you know, the energy in this program, people are putting their resources. Nobody is paying anybody because it is just a new organization. But I tell you that the resources that people are putting in, their manpower that they are putting in to make sure that this organization gets a footing in America for all of us is very energizing. And I will encourage people to go to call the president, Ugochukwu. I have his number. Please call him and let him know that you are with him. And also call Chooks Eleanor. Chooks Eleanor is the executive director of the political arm of the organization. And his number is 202-714-5921. Again, Chooks Eleanor, 202-714-5921. Please call him and he will give you more details about the organization. And he can give you, he can also link you up with the president, Ugochukwu, Uwakuro, and also Chijiki Indukwo. He is the vice president of the organization. These three people are very important, and really they have done very well to bring us together to participate in this political process. And again, grassroots mobilization is not an easy task. It's about bringing the people to participate in the political not only taking them to vote, but they have to participate in the campaign. They have to participate in fundraising. They have to knock at doors and tell people to exercise their rights to vote. And on the day of the voting, they have to get people out to go and vote. So it is a whole job. It's a whole combination of work. It's not just getting people to go and vote, but getting them to be part of the campaign, getting them to be part of the education, getting them to tell their door neighbors, you know, that, hey, you have to go out and vote. And also, you know, telling their candidates that, look, this is what we want you to do for us, or this is what you are doing wrong and we are not happy about it. And even after the election, they still have a say. They can tell the candidate, the winning candidate, that this is what you have done and this is what we want you to change. Because if it is for...
Thank you so much for enlightening us, Haja Ramatu. It's very critical, because sometimes I believe what's happening is people don't have enough information and they don't know where to find the information. However, at the same time, there's a technicality where society will say ignorance is no defense. But thank you so much for sharing that, because it goes on to show that, you know what, how can you do certain things when you don't know information? And sometimes I believe people shun away from voting due to they don't know where to start from. And I really commend you and applaud you for sharing. Please continue your thoughts.
Yeah, one thing I want to talk about is our participation in the political process. You know, in Africa, our campaign strategies sometimes differ from here. And I think if candidates and parties can inculcate our cultural campaign strategies, it will also encourage our people to come out and vote. You know, in Africa, when somebody is running for office, what do the women do? We wear the t-shirts, but we also put on our wrapper, our African attire, you know, with the candidate's picture on the fabric. So you sew your African dress, but you have the candidate pictures everywhere around on the dress that you wear. So I think those are the things that we can inculcate. And we sing songs, we beat our drums. So when we have a segment that is really culture to fit the African community. So when the Africans are coming to support a candidate, we are coming with our drums, we are coming with our dancing, we are coming with the t-shirts, but again, the women will wear our African attire, and then the candidate head will be on it. You know, so you replicate what you used to do in Africa in your political process here. I think when we do that, it will encourage our people to participate more in the political process.
To build the morale. It will boost the morale.
Yeah, because it is a strategy. You know, every political process is a strategy. You want to develop a strategy to get more people to come out and vote. You want to develop a strategy to get people to support you. So this is one of the things that I think we should do. And the Africans ourselves, let's also develop something alongside our culture, something that will encourage our people. We can have a story like the fireside campaign for a candidate.
Absolutely.
We are used to storytelling in the night. So bring some kind of a flavor from the background of the African culture and let the people be part of it. You know, so those will encourage people to participate. The fact that we are encouraging them to participate, we can also develop programs that will entice them to get fully engaged in the political process.
Wonderful. And how have you been seeing have the political parties been reaching out to the African community? Have you been seeing more of that at the moment, or no? Or you'd love to see more of it?
I know Africans who are supporting Joe Biden, and I also know Africans who are supporting our current president, Donald Trump. So, and I love that, because we don't expect
absolutely.
Yeah, so that is what Africans
They have to campaign. The different political parties have to reach out to the different communities, and then likewise give them a chance to choose who, give the voters a chance to choose who they want to choose based on their ideologies. And
yes, so we give them that opportunity, and I know them.
Yes,
Talk to all of them.
That's great.
So that is a good thing about America. You have your freedom to choose whatever you want. And some people are still swinging. They are swinging from A to B every day. They don't know where they belong.
The independent voters. Yeah.
So they are also there. But for us as Africans, again, the youth, I call them my children and my grandchildren. Get out and vote and encourage yourself. Develop your own small groups just for this political process. Create your small groups. The women, do something. Create something. You can even develop your own songs. Back home, what did they do? They will create a song right away, and they'll be beating the drums and say, "Hey, we support this man. Let me sing now. We support you for this. We support you for that. We support blah 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 blah." Things like that we do in Africa. Let's do it here.
The hype, creating the hype and the enthusiasm.
And people, and we women, when we sing the song, and we just stand at one point and say, "Hey, we dance, and you move on the street. You are campaigning for a candidate."
Yes. Oh my goodness, this has been so amazing.
Yeah, we create awareness. We don't have the resources, but when we want to create awareness in our community to get people to support a candidate, it is easy to do so with the African community. Our drums will do the job for us, and the women are very good. They will sing a song.
The drums speak. The drums speak.
It speaks a lot. And we have the talking drums. So we'll talk with the drums. Will talk for us on that day. Yeah.
All right. Have you heard the amazing and phenomenal Ramatu Ahmed of the Africa Life Center, giving her insights on the 2020 elections, as well as what you can do to get your vote heard, as well as joining, registering to vote, and besides registering to vote, running for office. Haja Ramatu, it was a pleasure having you on Afrique Today, on our African Diaspora Grassroots voting. Thank you so much for your gracing us with your presence. It's lovely having you. And once again, folks, please don't forget to join us next week on afriquetoday.com at 6 p.m. And you can watch us live on four platforms, that is Facebook, Twitter, afriquetoday.com, and Instagram. Lovely seeing you, and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Welcome to Afrique Today. My name is Harry Shangarai, and thank you for stopping by, checking with me. I'm here to just give you a few community updates. I believe this information is important, and please share with your neighbor, share with your friend. Of course, we're in the midst of the pandemic, and majority of us here in Montgomery County, we know that we're on a phase 2 reopening, and just want to let you know that you can get tested. There are many centers that have been put in place that do not need doctor's notes to get tested. So the number to call is 240-777-1755. If you don't remember that number, just call 311 and get information about testing centers. We have testing center at Germantown, another one at Wheaton, and White Oak. So there's no reason why, if you believe you've been exposed to COVID, you should not get tested. Also, we have pop-up testing centers that come up every now and then. Just by calling that number, you can get to learn about all the facilities that you can get tested and be able to protect your family and protect everyone around you. That being said, just want to tell you, all these resources are being put in place because of the response that we put for census, where the fund and grant money allocated for different activities. So I just want to remind you, it is important to get counted. Make sure you have completed your census. Starting August 8, the Census Bureau is going to send people at your door. They're going to be knocking the door to make sure they count each and every family. So if you have completed your census, you have nothing to worry, and thank you for doing that. But if you have not completed your census, they will be at your door. So what you want to do, which is pretty quick, takes just 10 minutes, go online, www.2020census.gov, and complete your census today. It is quick, it is easy, it is simple and safe. Another update I would like to give you, and this one I really think is just a heads up so you can keep checking. If you're a small business owner, there's a grant coming out for small business owners here in Montgomery County, and you may qualify up to $5,000 for expenses that you have incurred starting the COVID pandemic. That was March. So make sure you check the Montgomery County website, and that website is montgomerycountymd.gov/biz, BIZ space resources/reopen. Check back with us for more information. This is in the pipeline, but I want to keep you informed so you can start preparing yourself and get these resources to come and assist your business. One but not least is we all know that we have had a eviction moratorium in place as well as utility. So as we are getting ready to reopen, and the moratoriums that have been placed put by the governor of Maryland, some are getting ready to be lifted. So I want you to be on top of that, especially with the utility. Make sure you contact the companies that are serving you. If you're having difficulty making payments, make sure you speak or communicate to your landlord if you're falling behind your rent and whatnot, so that once the eviction moratoriums has been lifted or utility, you're still able to have some kind of a plan and you're keeping your family safe. Because at the end of the day, rent is due, rent is on, and you have to make payment plans. So please stay on top of that. I think that is very, very important. For today, I'm just going to leave you with that. Stay safe, put your mask, keep your long distance, protect others, protect yourself and your family. Thank you. You're watching Afrique Today, and this is Community Update with Harriet Shangarai. Take care.
ESYDA returned to play summer clinics. Recreation, Tuesday and Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. Travel team, EDP, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Time, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Free mask and water bottle. Register today at esyda.org. Email info@esyda. Phone 248-765-9369. Office 301-800-7848. Toll free 800-995-5532. Free registration for all summer clinics. All new players need buy uniforms. We're following COVID-19 soccer guidelines. Small group practice with 9 players and 1 coach. For more information, go to esyda.org.
L'entrepreneuriat digital vous intéresse-t-il? Vous voulez apprendre à construire des projets digitaux? Aimeriez-vous gagner des revenus passifs conséquents en tout lieu? Voici la plateforme des professionnels du digital, la Diaspora Academy. Ici, vous retrouverez les meilleurs professionnels de la diasporama mondiale connectés sur notre plateforme. Vous allez pouvoir acquérir des formations adéquates qui feront de vous des entrepreneurs digitaux compétents. Étudiants, entrepreneurs, coachs, instructeurs et entreprises, Diaspora Academy est une opportunité pour vous. Elle vous offre la possibilité de suivre votre formation en mode virtuel à partir de chez vous, où que vous soyez sur la planète. Toutes nos formations disponibles en ligne sont dispensées de manière interactive. Il suffit de vous inscrire et vous pourrez les suivre depuis chez vous. Au cours de la formation, vous passerez des quiz et examens selon votre parcours. En outre, à partir de votre tableau de bord, vous suivrez vos performances et progressions. Vous pourrez aussi communiquer avec vos instructeurs et recevoir des notifications. À la fin de votre parcours de formation, vous recevrez un certificat Diaspora Academy Certified. Que vous soyez débutant ou responsable d'entreprise, Diaspora Academy est une opportunité pour vous. Saisissez-la! Enfin, que vous soyez coach ou instructeur, ayez accès à 1 millier d'étudiants à travers notre plateforme. Merci de choisir Diaspora Academy, le meilleur choix. Pour plus d'informations, allez sur www.diasporaacademy.com. Diaspora Academy, la plateforme des professionnels du digital.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to talk about your nonprofit organization? Do you want to talk about your culture? Introducing the online web TV, Afrique Today. Fogham, where you can watch us live at the same time on 4 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and using the Afrique Today app. Download our app today for Android or Apple. Promote your business today. For more information, go to